infantry
Oh
here. That is
no!
very much needed.
Oh no! Look at the siege workshop of Nicov. Take a look. Look at what he built. So hello everyone. Welcome to second game in this series between Yo and Nicov. Nicov taking the first game in a pretty, in a pretty defensive fashion. Let's put it that way. So Yo really didn't have the chance to show off his patented aggression. I'm joined here with Demise Red, longtime friend, and yeah, we've got a Malians and Malay matchup. What do you think about these civilizations or this map?
It is very interesting. It is very interesting, to say the least. So Malay is probably more straightforward, due to the fact that it really suits the entire theme of having a water map. You can progress to the next age faster, and late game can be also interesting with thalassocracy. We'll get there potentially. Malians, though, is another very interesting thing. So Malians are the so-called new Persians when it comes to maps where you need to drop a dock as soon as possible, due to them saving enough woods to get there really fast. So that is maybe one thing. Maybe he wants to get to water as soon as possible. Not so sure how this is going to work, but it's a very versatile civilization. Potentially can offer a lot of solutions to what the Malay can do in the meantime, but we'll see what Nicov is going to do with the Civ that he has. He can either attack really aggressively in the beginning or go to the late game as soon as possible. We'll check it out. What are your thoughts?
I personally am a big fan of the Malay. I think players have been able to maximize their bonuses with the Malay a little bit more so than when the Malay first came out, and certainly this kind of map very much favors a rush because the rush distance is so small. I'm sure players will see that. I did want to point out one of the big things that I always thought of when I thought of Bog Islands is seeing those huge demo shots onto the villagers and the villagers not being able to survive when any sort of galleys come in, making it very a game that can change just in a matter of seconds. But with these galley nerfs, I'm not sure we're going to see that. And look at this villager from Yo!
Insane, man. First blood right away. First blood right away. I just witnessed it while we were talking. It's so impactful. So that's the reason why you go for Malians, right? You want to drop that early dock, but all of a sudden you lose a villager like that. That is a huge issue now. It's going to have a huge impact on the game like that. Really unfortunate. Well done by Nicov spotting this one that easily. Was actually good timing there. The dock is up now, but for the sake of one villager, bad trade. Bad trade.
Man, yeah, again, that is such a huge loss for these players. It's one villager down as far as economy. The dock will be up later, and now fishing ships will be out later for Yo as well. Especially when you're going to have to go against the Malay rush, where they'll be up to the next age much sooner with those 3 rhinos. It's going to be really tough in this early game for Yo.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
And what is Yo doing? He's coming forward with the unloomed villager still.
What is he doing?
Oh god.
Man? I mean, as you said, an unloomed villager, that must be some toxic
Oh, it got
intention.
past the scout though. That's so lucky.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. He's dropping a forward barracks, as we can see.
Oh
maybe
my god, holy crap. This
Let me
is so high
understand this.
stakes.
Yeah, high stakes. Very high stakes. It's super risky. Oh my god, Ben Nicov now as well here. But he does have some loom. Therefore, the scout cannot engage that easily. Just going to be annoying. Trying to get Nikov's attention here. As long as he can just delay this house, the barracks will remain unseen. But I'm just asking myself what the bigger picture is. Does Yo want to go for some trash push? He's on gold now, so you might want to consider something else here. Looks super interesting.
Oh, thank goodness Yo finally got loom. That's me on edge for him not getting loom for some reason. But that barracks is up. Nicov is finally going to see it. It's a little bit late as this militia is already halfway built. Is Nicov going to be able to wall this up in time? Going to get up these gates? It might be too late.
Not possible. Not possible. I mean, at least for now. The first militia is in. We have a villager, we have a scout, and Nicov now already preparing a tower here. So good aggression by Yo, already triggering his opponent into building this tower. But this tower might also solve a lot of issues because Yo is now retreating, as we can see. 2 militias, 1 scout, and 1 villager. Asking myself where exactly this is going to go.
Yeah, I think that's a win. Getting your opponent to build a tower. Looks like Yo's going to just build an outpost. And from here, I don't know where Yo goes. Maybe he's going to go back in water. Man, this is a tricky position.
I'm asking myself how much of a worthy situation that this is for Yo. As I said, it is a win to trigger your opponent into a tower, but besides that, I'm asking myself what this army is going to do now, because they're actually outside of the base. Probably it's going to try to attack somewhere else. This one villager is still determined to drop a tower at some point. This one villager tower rush that we know from KOTD times. Let's see if that's going to happen. Besides that, the remaining army of Yo may be interested in harassing the fishing boats, and that is about it.
Something I just noticed on this map, the middle only has these really tiny fish, and now these fishing ships are going to have to come out a little bit into this amphibious terrain. So these militias will be very useful if they're able to stay alive.
If they're able to stay alive, because, I mean, the men-at-arms being chased by a fire galley, that's already not so good, but Yo is now retreating to the mainland, still engaging here, attacking the galley. Okay, interesting.
Doing some good damage.
Yeah, dude, indeed. I mean, Nicov nearly lost his boat there. Interesting. My question is now, though, what is Yo gonna do next? So he's building that one tower to the left-hand side, which is not the most efficient one. Interesting situation. The one will just try.
What the heck?
Okay, but it didn't.
Oh, she's gonna get away though.
Yeah. Oh my god, man.
God, and what is this wheelbarrow from Yo too? Such an early
Wow.
wheelbarrow.
Wow, that's a Viper-esque wheelbarrow. He did that in KOTD 2, interestingly. Not so sure where this is going. It's interesting. It's not the typical orthodox type of style to do that. Absolutely correct by saying this, by pointing this one out. But okay, I guess that is going to happen. Besides that, we just see that both pairs now producing... Oh, they just have one fire galley each, and that is all for now. Interesting. Nicov now building a barracks himself. Ask myself where exactly he wants to go with all of this. Also another dock for him.
I think Yo had a very poor opening with losing that villager, but I think he's made the most of it. So now he's got a second tower from Nicov up in the north. I think really making those men-at-arms worth it. I saw Yo destroying one of the galleys of Nicov and defending his fishing ships very nicely.
Yeah.
But then bringing the fire galley back towards the tower, and now he's repairing it up.
Yeah. So that is very interesting. As you said, he actually made the best out of the very situation. I guess that is a good thing to say.
Look at the eco upgrades.
I mean,
that's big.
I mean, do you mean the eco upgrades of Nicov, the non-existent ones, or do you mean all the ones
just look
that
at the
Yo
difference.
Let me just see, man.
That's huge.
Damn, man. Yo has quite some gold income, first of all. A lot of gold income. And besides that, though, villager count is sick, though, right? I mean, okay, Yo has wheelbarrow, but Nicov has a lot of additional villagers there.
Yeah, that is true. There's men-at-arms trying to get in under that town center, and it looks like Yo's going to try to place another tower, maybe force Nicov to build another one, and they're both going to build towers in the same place.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Yo doing a good job here, triggering his opponent into more and more towers here. That's wonderful. It's going to hinder Nicov from achieving too much with the Civ that he has that is able to go for the next stage that fast. It's not going to be as fluent for the Malay in this game, it seems. So it's some good Malians aggression, I would say. But so far, just one tower, if I'm correct here, from Yo.
Man. I'm loving Yo's place. If he gets this tower up, that's going to be great. Unfortunately, one of the men-at-arms is going to go down. And let's see who wins this galley fight. Critical moment.
Let's check it out. It seems that Red will lose this one for now.
Yeah.
Especially with the home advantage, because Nicov can just reinforce easier. But all of a sudden, same amount of bolts. The third one now being added by Nicov. Yeah, Yo is trying it. It's a good attempt, but two things have happened. First of all, Navy fight lost for Yo, and also the tower is gone.
Yeah, that's a big Navy fight to lose. Losing a lot of value in his army. I did like Yo earlier in the game. Did move his fishing ships back to the tower, saving them. So that's the second time he's moved to that tower and saved them. Now Yo going with an archery range. And Nikov's going to place an outpost there, which may see it.
Oh, won't be able to see it. Just miss it there. I mean, quite some tiles. Interestingly, blacksmith and archer rangers, so we will have them archers with fletching very soon. There are demolition rafts now. Good choice by Yo. I think that is quite nice to see that. So we'll see if Nicov is going to find out about this hidden base of Yo to the right hand side. Just missing it once again. And therefore, well, I think Yo is going to have some more chances to apply more pressure. With archers, he can go beneath the towers, let him stay there and still harass the villagers, the surrounding villagers. It can work. We'll check it out.
I really wish I think Yo's been playing this game pretty well as he could since losing that villager, but I really wish he focused a little more on creating villagers and making sure his villager production is stable, because he's very far behind, much farther behind than he should be.
You're right, man. Dude, he doesn't produce a single villager at this point, man. I'm just looking at his TC now. He still doesn't click on it, man. There we go. Wow, at least minimum 20 seconds, man. Insane. Okay, that's quite some bad economy there, therefore. I mean, he might have all the upgrades and Nicov just with double bit X here. But yeah, still. Yo is neglecting his economy to the fullest for the sake of the aggression. For that one, he must succeed. He must kill villagers. He must harm Nicov as much as possible to make it worth it. But we'll see where this is going. The archer's now going to the north, which is the wrong decision from our perspective, as we can see. Potentially, because the tower is going to go up at the woodline on the right-hand side for Nicov. The archers might get this one villager. That is at least something, but more is needed.
Yeah, just some unlucky plays from Yo. Yo is probably gonna... No, he's gonna go back. Those villagers are so weak. I think in this matchup, the Fire Galley should be able to take care of the archers. I hope that Yo just doesn't lose all of his army, and it's gonna save that villager, I think. Yeah, she's gonna
I think so as well. Yeah, it will be garrisons.
Hey, look who's first to the Castle Age.
Incredible, man. That's going to be a dirty Castle Age, though. It might seem super successful, but it might... I mean, he's not going to be up first because Nicov is able to click up later, but
yeah.
You know, yeah. But that's interesting. That both are able to click up at this very point of the game, especially Yo. In my opinion, he has a weak economy. That is actually for certain. 46 villagers for Nicov, 38 for Yo, but he has wheelbarrow at least. That is something. But that is not everything. So we'll see how successful the archers of Yo are going to be on the right-hand side. Not so sure if they're going to reach anything here because Nicov has walled himself up.
So I'm checking the, so I could check the wood, food, and gold per minute. To be honest, it's not that different. It looks like Nicov has a little more wood per minute because he has more villagers. But other than that, it's pretty identical.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering what kind of effect maybe the wheelbarrow or the horse collar upgrades had.
Yeah, I mean, it seems that it must be significant enough, right? So they're somewhat on the same level, despite Nicov having more villagers. But it's a good thing to point out that Yo is still able to catch up here. And we'll check out where exactly this is going, because I see bloodlines and scalebounding armor. So Knight's potentially going to be in the making very soon. But Nicov with some last-second gates here to save himself.
That piece of wall is not going to survive very long. Nikov's going to looks like he's going to have to defend with some galleys, and he's bringing a few back. This is not too bad because Nicov is going to have to come back to be able to defend this, but hopefully Yo doesn't lose all of his archers. That's the big problem, as they're going to get sandwiched.
Indeed. So we got the navy in the back, we got the navy in the front. Not so confident in these galleys, but very soon they're going to turn. There we go into war galleys. All of a sudden things change here. And also Yo is going for a mixture of units very soon.
It's such a long path for those archers to get around. Yeah. I don't think they're going to be able to get out of there.
Well, they're dealing damage. One boat is going to go down at least. Wow, but the remaining units, they just die. They just die. There we go. The archers all failed desperately. Unfortunate.
Man, this is a big problem for Yo. That was his main army, was archers, but now he's switching it into knights. Exactly. This knight transition might be devastating.
Yeah, that is something that the Malians are capable of doing, right? They save that much wood. They can build more and more military buildings in this case. And we have the knights now. They have bloodlines. They have +1. They're strong enough, tanky enough to actually deal some damage, you would say. And that's actually it. Due to the fact that the boats do not get that much of a bonus when it comes to upgrades. I'm just checking it. Is it? It says 7-1 on my screen for the war galleys.
Yes.
Not sure what that means, but well,
I think if possible, the balance changes show a minus.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they don't show anything. Like they have Bodkinera now, and it's just 7.
Okay. Right then. So the knights are doing a lot of successful things. Nicov has just lost a lot of units here, a lot of galleys, and more knights are being added to the mix. And that is quite insane. And that is something that the Malians are capable of doing. You have the economy to the back. that at least I see 2 town centers for Yo, and you still see quite some active military.
Oh
here.
no!
That is very much needed.
Oh no! Look at the siege workshop of Nicov.
What about the siege workshop?
Take a look. Look at what he built.
Wait, where is it? I mean, my hotkeys are not working, so you need
Siege
to...
workshops.
Wait a second. What is the matter with that?
You see next to the dock in the town center of Nicov?
Yeah.
There's a siege tower there.
Is that on purpose, or what is that thing? Because I you know, I try to remain serious here, but what is the siege tower doing here?
The siege
my
tower,
God.
it's so infamous for being misbuilt. It's like the hockey changes all the time. Players accidentally build it all the time.
Wow. I thought that I just don't see the bigger picture here, you know. A siege tower, obviously, on this map, you know. Nah, man, it's insane, man. Wow. Next level. And on top of this one, Yo is now building a castle over here. In front of the base of Nicov. It seems that Yo is finally able to get the game here, to take over some control, build up pressure sufficiently, and also still catch up economy-wise. That is great.
I think 2 things. I think this knight transition from Yo was brilliant. A really good choice. They're quite effective against all the galley type units, and obviously Nicov didn't invest anything in towards like pikemen or archers, which would deal with knights. And second, the map control. Just this base on the right, the position is so good that Yo was able to pressure with the archers. Sure, he lost them, but kept Nicov at bay. And then when he went with the knights are able to do damage right away. And I really love that position of Yo. Yo has the map control, and that's so big in Age of Empires 2.
Yeah, that is so important. And as you said, the switch into the knights, that was really nice. And we even see some siege now as well. The Rams are marching forward. That's going to be such a tough thing for Nicov to address all these different issues, just having access to Navy here. And therefore, well, it's going to be a tough one. One thing that Nicov is doing correctly is quick walling here, and that he's trying to keep the core that he has as safe as possible. But as you said it, that is not going to win him the game, because the map control is really, really valuable in this very game of Age of Empires, and Yo certainly has it in his hands. So with that one, Nicov needs to have some kind of plan here. This situation that he is in is not going to win him the game. He needs some solution.
Well, I think that solution is probably going to be maybe a few monks and then also raiding with the galleys. If he can get some good raids, he can even this thing up. I think at this point, Yo has a superior economy with all those eco upgrades and soon to be maybe a villager advantage with an extra town center. Although Nikov's going to build his 3rd right now. So I think raids, especially on this kind of map, on bog islands, can really change around the game.
Definitely correct, especially pointing out that Yo isn't walled up at all, right? He has an open map. He is a completely open map, so he needs to rely on the safety of his town centers to garrison at the right time. Not so sure if he's going to be able to do that while being aggressive, but potentially yes. But as you said it, Nicov could go for it. Just let me check out one thing. Dude, oh no, he knows about the position of Yo's main TC potentially. He's going for somewhat the right direction. He's just anticipating the wrong thing. He's going to the very south of the map with this navy, by the way. Not so sure if that's on purpose, but he's guessing where Yo is and actually going to the completely wrong direction now.
Yeah, actually, Yo expanded his base to the left, which kind of makes that castle a little bit more useful, helps protect that area. You would normally expect Yo to expand to the right, but he didn't. One thing I did want to point out, it's pretty nice for Yo that he's got all these, for Nicov, that he's got all these galleys, and if they ever get any trouble, because of the military of Yo, they could just retreat towards the center, where the land units can't touch them. So I think that water control is still very important on this map, even though the Knights appear to be the strongest unit.
True as well. They have their safe spots, so to speak. There's a reason for them to be around here. The question now is if Yo is going to build up a sufficient army number-wise, and he does have a lot of knights for now, 40 knights to be exact. If he's going to be able to actually have a force that is going to harass Nicov even further on, because currently Nicov is just surrounded, but not being under pressure anymore, so to speak. And instead, it is actually Nicov going for some raiding. Now he has found at least some valuable spot over here from Yo. But the Knights are doing a great job as well. If you look at the HP, Nicov needs to kite here in order to succeed. Otherwise, he's going to lose more and more boats.
I think this is going to make or break the game. Yo investing a lot into this push. 3 Rams on the right side and about maybe 12 Knights. And a big demo is going to get a huge shot on these Knights, but it didn't explode. Wow.
Yeah, well, could have been nice. Unfortunately, there was a moment where it could have just make it happen, but it didn't work. Unfortunate, and the Rams are just soaking up a lot of fire by these galleys. This CC is gonna go down. The villagers are even forced to engage now. That's a lot of great opportunities for these knights to get the villagers to lower the efficiency of the economy of Nicov, which is successful because we have 85 villagers for Yo, we have 70 villagers for Nicov. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I thought if Yo lost this push, then Yo would not be in the best position in this game. But these knights are just too strong. Where are the monks for Nicov? We had no counters to the knights of Yo. I would think maybe just a few monks in this composition would really help things for Nicov, but we just don't see it.
You know what? Besides the siege tower that he built, this hero siege tower, I guess he doesn't have a single land unit. There's now a mangonel, but besides that, I don't see a single land unit. And that is probably one of the big mistakes. As I said, a monk would be quite a game changer here, or a couple of monks. Why not? Because then you could force Yo to retreat. I mean, he must retreat then, unless he wants to lose his knights. That could be quite nice, but no, nothing of this is going to happen because Nicov desperately wants to solve the situation with his navy. Demolition rafts and also the war galleys. That's his type of being here, but we see that it's not necessarily working because the knights are still persistent, constantly trying to push through.
Yeah, and actually the demos aren't doing too bad of a job. It looks like Yo's going to try to get up with the castle on the right side, and going to bring some more villagers from the left. If Nicov desperately needs to deny this castle.
For certain. I mean, at the moment there's the right timing for that one because there's not a single villager inside. Oh, there we go. And now there's now a group of 7 villagers going forward. And that is the momentum for Nicov to do actually something about this. He can deny this, but the Knights of Yo are determined to make it happen. We'll see where this is going to go.
And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to deny this. He's going to have to do like some sort of super sneaky demo, but during all of this time when Yo is raiding, most of Nikov's economy is in this area. I just see 43 villagers from a quick box that I dragged around there, and all of these villagers have been very idle during this whole time. And with this castle, that's really going to cement the map control for Yo, and Yo is going to be able to raid Nicov from every angle that he chooses, and there's the GG.
There we go. Basically, it's this very castle on the right-hand side. It sealed the deal. As you said, it cemented it. The ground that Yo has won with that one. Left-hand side was already GG. Right-hand side was taking over, and there was not much to do anymore. It was a beautiful game by Yo, gotta be honest. It started strangely with this one villager dying to his scout because of the dark and whatnot, but still, ever since Yo, constant aggression. Something that he tried to do in the first game as well, but it was not successful. But this time, it was really well done.
A very excellent game, a very entertaining game. I would like to say that this is kind of the Yo that I know. The Yo that I know plays is able to, be on another level. I think from some of these other players. Most players would not have been able to come back in this situation. We saw a lot of good engagements from Yo, a lot of crafty plays. That are pretty signature to him. I just wish, nowadays might cut down on some of the mistakes, like not building villagers, losing the villager early on, but that's kind of what you get with Yo nowadays. But if Yo is at the top of his game, I think he could really knock off any player, even if he's behind in the game. He's a very deadly player.
For sure.
I just like to see him clean up these mistakes a bit.
Definitely. That's it. If he was in slightly better shape even, then he could take care of many of these players. I mean, he has been on number 1v1 Arabia for a long time, until the last year it changed, once MBL and Viper took over once again and whatnot, even Vivi. But as you said, it's Yo is someone with a lot of talent, a lot of skill, a lot of knowledge, and therefore it is possible. It's a nice matchup, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next one here. We will have the home map of Yo as the third game.